Hi, I'm James Baker, and I'm so happy you're here today because I have a great piece of information for you. And if you clicked on this video, it's because you saw the title and you wanted to know why you don't need an ITIN. And I'm here to tell you exactly why you don't need an ITIN. And if you have one, I'll tell you why it doesn't really matter that much for you anyways. Okay, so the ITIN is an individual taxpayer identification number. And what the ITIN's sole purpose is to allow a non-resident or a person who doesn't have a social security number to file a tax return and pay taxes. Many people think you need an ITIN to open a US bank account. You do not. Banks might tell you you need an ITIN, but other banks, when you go in with an ITIN, say they won't use it because it's not a social security number. An ITIN always starts with the number 9. You have to renew it, and everyone knows, and when I say everyone, financial institutions know that it's not a social security number, and it doesn't signify any type of residence or status in the US other than you are able to file a US tax return. It is useful for getting a PayPal account open in the US and keeping it open. Apart from that, it's not really necessary. And most people that are reaching out to me and my team are reaching out because they think they need an ITIN to open a US bank account. Often, if you're having taxes withheld because you're part of a partnership that has US investments and US income and they're withholding taxes, you need an ITIN there, but that's again to file a US tax return. So I'm here to just tell you that you don't need an ITIN unless you are planning on using a US PayPal account and having a US company and really investing in that process. Hey, I hope you're liking the video. If you got value from this video, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And I see that 90% of the people watching the channel are not subscribed. Also, if you have specific questions, comment below and I'll make separate videos about it. I'm happy to do that. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you with the next one. If you already got an ITIN, it doesn't mean you have to pay taxes in the US. It doesn't mean you're required to even file a tax return after you've gotten the ITIN. Many clients reach out and ask me if they have to file every year or if they have to pay taxes. And the answer is no, you don't have to file a tax return. You don't have to pay taxes. And the ITIN, when you apply for it, you just have to file a tax return that first year. So an individual taxpayer identification number, if you listen to that, you'll realize that it's a taxpayer ID, is achieved, and you get it by filing a tax return and a Form W-7. It's a bit of a hassle because you have to send in a certified copy of your passport or work with a certified acceptance agent. And after you get the ITIN, again, it's only really useful for filing tax returns and getting a PayPal account, and it doesn't always work in PayPal. It can be useful for building credit, but it's extremely difficult. I've talked about it for building credit in the past, and I've shared this concept, and it technically will work, but it's very complicated and it's very nuanced, and I haven't honestly successfully gotten ITIN for a person and helped them successfully build credit in the US. If you're really committed to building credit in the US, it's probably a better investment to get a student visa and come over here and get an ITIN or get a social security number, an actual social security number, in a different way, because the ITIN just doesn't give you the best benefits in that regard. So I'll tell you exactly how. When you have an ITIN, you can't connect with Experian or with the credit bureaus. You have to write a letter and request a copy of your credit score. When you have an ITIN and no credit history, you can't use that ITIN to get credit, to build your credit score. And at the end of the day, it's more hassle than it's worth in most instances. So I'm not going to tell you you need an ITIN, because the truth is you probably don't. You do probably need a US LLC and a US bank account, and you probably need US payment processors, and you probably need ways to sell products more efficiently to Americans, because there's a lot of Americans that want to buy stuff from you. And yeah, you probably need all of that stuff. Do you need an ITIN? No, you probably don't. And for me, we only get ITINs for probably 25% of our clients now. We used to get them for more. I used to be really optimistic about building credit in the US, but the truth is it's extremely difficult to build credit even with an ITIN. It's hard to build it with a social, but it is definitely possible, and that's the only way to do it. And I want more people to stop coming to me looking for ITINs to open bank accounts as well, because it's not required. You don't need an ITIN. You can come to the bank and bring a passport, proof of residence, and a US phone number and open a bank account. And that should be enough at most banks. If it doesn't work, go to another bank. And I'll make a separate video about how to open a bank account in the United States right after this. Okay, so If you are waiting for an ITIN, or you still think you need an ITIN, or you disagree with me, or even better, if you've gotten an ITIN and successfully grown your credit score and actually gotten loans from it, comment below. I would love to hear about it. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I want to share some things I have to offer you. If you're looking for help expanding to the US or fixing a tax problem, the quickest way to contact us is to schedule a free call in the description below, or visiting jamesbakercpa.com/schedule. If you want to skip the line and speak with me directly, there's also a link in the description to schedule a call with me, which is another great option. I encourage you to join our Telegram and Discord groups, because in there we're announcing when I'm going live, I'm participating, I'm answering questions in real time. It's all free, and it's a quick community to engage with other entrepreneurs and people like yourself who are international and learning about this stuff. And I think it's a really valuable place to be in. At the end of the day, if you just subscribe and see me on the next video, that works too. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.